Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Horse2 Tony. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how to survive in an ARB match. There's no foolproof way to always survive, but there are steps and things you can think about or learn that will help increase your chance of survival. Um, this has been something I get asked a lot on my live streams and also on my videos is how do I stay alive? I keep dying right away. So we're gonna give you guys a couple things to think about and do to help you out with that. So first things first, tip number one on staying alive is climb from the beginning of the match. Altitude dictates dogfights, and usually the guy with the most altitude to start wins unless he makes some big mistakes. Um, or he doesn't understand the energy advantage that the enemy actually might have from a lower altitude, but that's a whole separate video. Um, a lot of times I see people, especially American, like 3.0 early props, like up to the P-47s, F4Us, people will fly those things at medium to low altitude and get mollywopped because everybody on their team is probably higher than them and will dive down. So if you don't have a plane that has a really good climb rate of climb, you want to be off to the side climbing. I know it's a little bit boring to do, but that is what you have to do with planes that don't climb as well. Um, Another thing with altitude is you get to dictate the fight. You get to dictate where you fight, how you fight the enemy, and if you want to leave that fight, if you have the altitude advantage. Um, or if someone shows up and you have an altitude advantage, you have the ability to just get out of that situation. Dive away, use the altitude, dive away. You could just keep your altitude, keep climbing. Someone can't keep up with you in it. And just little things like that will help keep you alive. Alright guys, tip number two to keep you alive in a match is understanding what your plane's good at. Most people don't understand that War Thunder has an information tab that tells you everything about your plane you need to know. Not every plane has a fully filled out information tab, but a lot of them do. In here, you're going to find like the altitude you perform the best, pros and cons of your plane, and also it shows you the most important what planes you can go up against, what's hard for you to go, what tactic you should use. Like I said, not every single one of these pages is well fleshed out. Like the F4U, it's pretty detailed on everything about the plane, but understand that because a lot of times when I'm flying, I'm following tip number one and I'm climbing. Once I see the enemy, I'm automatically thinking of what targets should I try to fight right away. Um, if I'm in an F4U, I'm gonna look for something like a 109, maybe something like that. Something I'm faster than, I can boom and zoom real easy. And if I need to turn, I can get one good turn out of them because I read the page and I know, hey, you can turn at high speeds with this thing, but you're gonna bleed your energy. Learning what your plane is good against other planes will help keep you alive, long story short. Enough of that, guys. But tip number three I'm going to drop on you guys is be unpredictable when people are coming after you. Too many times I kill people because they're too predictable with the maneuvers or the way they're dodging my shots. Earlier today, I had a guy I was chasing down. I was having a hard time hitting him. He was doing a good job staying out of my guns. But after a little bit, I realized what he was doing the same maneuver, same set of moves every time I fired. So with that being said, I just baited him essentially. I fired like a tiny burst to get him to do his maneuver, and then I just waited for him to finish it. And I met up with him in the middle of it, and I killed him. I do this a lot where there's things for me that work, like maneuvers I have that work, like reversing people, and doing them to the same guy multiple times, it's gonna lead to you dying. Tip number three, guys, is gonna be never reverse your turn in a one circle fight. If you don't know what a one circle fight is where the enemy or you are right behind them and you both are pulling in the same direction. So if I'm chasing someone and the enemy in front of me is pulling to the right and I'm following him right to keep up with him, that's a one circle fight. If you're in that type of fight, you know, you're pulling to the right, never stop and pull to the left. What that does is he's lagging behind you, so for him to correct his aim and get on target requires way less speed and energy than it does for you to reverse your turn. There's a couple planes in the game that are good at reversing turns like that, but overall it's not a good tactic. It's you're just presenting a bigger side of your plane already, and you're doing that at a lower speed than you originally were. Um, Better, yeah, just please don't reverse your turns. Too many times I see people reverse their turns in front of an enemy and then they quickly eat a 20 millimeter from a 109. But alright guys, the fifth and final tip of this video, this long rant of how to stay alive, is going to be learn real life maneuvers. And what I mean by that is learn how to utilize high yo-yos, low yo-yos, split S's, and hell, even a cobra if you know how to do it. Um, this helps you with tip number 3, being less predictable, because the more tricks you have in your arsenal that you're able to pull out is the more variety you're going to be able to use to defend yourself. I know that's kind of vague, but I will be doing a video on maneuvers soon. Personally, my favorite's a high yo-yo. That's my favorite maneuver to use in this game. It has a lot of versatility for defending yourself, reversing, and also just making sure you can line up shots and not overshoot people. But with that being said, guys, this is the end of the video. We hit 1,000 subscribers in the last couple of days. Big shout out to everybody that's helped drive the channel, promote the channel, been there for all the live streams. 2 years ago when I started this channel, I didn't even think I'd get this far, you know, like first video getting like, 100 views was crazy to me. And then here we are with a video approaching 40K views, another one's coming up on 30K views, and can't tell you guys how much I appreciate it, especially everybody that shows up in the live stream every day and kicks it with me. Uh, that being said, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys want to see, or what do you guys want me to cover. This video came from you guys asking me, especially in the live streams, how do I stay alive? And this is it. But like always, guys, I'm Horsetooth Tony, and I'll catch you on the next one.